This car costs $64,000 new, straight from the dealership. It's a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat 707 horsepower from the factory, and I paid $23,000 for this one. Covered in moss, tree sap stuck to the body, 5 years rotting in an impound lot. This is the engine that made Dodge a legend again, and nobody knows if it still shows signs of life. Dodge doesn't build this engine anymore. The last Challenger with a Hemi rolled off the line in 2023, and it's not coming back. Today I'm going to find out if I bought the cheapest Hellcat in the country, or the most expensive pile of rust of my life. Today's project isn't just a car, it's an event. Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat 2018. Go Mango, Dodge's signature orange. A supercharged 6.2 V8 with 707 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. Brand new. One of these cost $64,000. This one belonged to a businessman who went bankrupt. The authorities seized it and it spent 5 years in an outdoor impound lot. I came to pick it up personally, and this is what I found. Moss on the paint, tree sap on the body, mold taking over the interior. There was one detail that bothered me right away. The wheels. A Hellcat comes from the factory with 20-inch alloy wheels. This one has 4 steel wheels that clearly don't belong to it. The plan is to clean everything, get this engine running, and give this car the paint job it deserves. First mission, remove 5 years of impound lot from this car. Before any scrubbing, lots of foam. Moss and dried sap cling to the paint. Foam cannon and pH neutral shampoo on the entire car. The foam softens the dirt and loosens the sap from the body. And with the pressure washer, everything comes off at once. Under that crust, the orange started to appear. The Go Mango is still there, but in what condition? With the heavy dirt gone, the painful part came. The paint appeared, and it's suffering. The clear coat burned in several areas. The decision about the paint comes later. First, there's something more urgent. I need to know if this engine works. I called the mechanic who takes on any challenge I throw at him. An engine that's been sitting for 5 years doesn't just start up. Do it wrong, and you can kill an engine like this on the first try. First, out with the old oil. 5 years sitting, it comes out dark, lifeless. New oil, new filter. Next, a new battery. The old one was long gone. And then the spark plugs. This engine uses 16, 2 per cylinder. The ones that came out told the story. Worn, carbonized at the end of their life. The mechanic's verdict was clear. This engine won't attempt to start with those plugs. New spark plugs on the shopping list, and the first start will have to wait. Time for the moment of truth. The heart of this car is a 6.2-liter V8 with a supercharger on top. This is the setup that makes this car a Hellcat. 5 years in an impound lot left the engine bay covered in dust and grime. Protection on the electrical components, the right product, a brush, and the engine started to reappear. Car on the lift. Time to look where nobody looks. This is where auction cars hide the worst surprises. And here came the second good news of the project. The chassis is solid. No structural rust, no damage underneath, straight frame rails. This car took a beating from time, but not from an accident. Not everything was good news down here. The brake pads were stuck to the rotors and the calipers were seized with rust. Everything had to be freed, and the entire brake line will get new fluid. In the wheel wells, years of grime, more superficial than I expected. Foam, pressure, and it came clean. And here they are. The steel wheels. Iron fallout remover first. The brake contamination bleeds immediately, confirming what I already knew. These wheels don't belong to this car. Looking at the whole setup, it clicked. It wasn't just the wheels. The original brakes are gone too. In their place, a basic replacement kit, mounted just so it could roll. A set of original Hellcat wheels is worth close to $3,000. The Brembo brake set, even more. And here's a mystery I can't solve. Did the owner sell everything before the seizure to raise quick cash? Or did these parts disappear at some point during those 5 years in the lot? All of this goes on the shopping list. We're going to make this car new again. If outside the enemy was moss, in here its name is mold. The windshield channels clogged and spent 5 years dumping water into the cabin. That's how the mold got in. The leather turned white with fungus. The air inside was heavy. Real detailing isn't just wiping things down. The seats came out of the car and the cleaning was done piece by piece. The floor was scrubbed in place, corner by corner. Specific leather products, soft brush, and a lot of patience. The mold came out. The leather darkened back to its original color and became soft again. This interior was the most lifeless part of the car, and it was the first to come back to life. Now it's time to go shopping. First, a set of original Hellcat wheels with new tires. 20 inches, the right design, the right weight. $4,500 wheels and tires. The easiest money to spend on the entire project. Next, the brakes. Brembo calipers, new rotors and pads, so this car can stop as well as it goes. Another $3,800. And I didn't spend that with any regret. And the order the engine was waiting for. 16 new spark plugs, the right ones for this engine. New spark plugs in place. New oil, new battery, clean engine. Time for the first attempt. Key in the ignition. Nothing. No dash, no lights, not even a click. 707 horsepower and absolute silence. The mechanic didn't flinch. He went after the power supply and found it. The main fuse blown. A fuse like this isn't on the shelf. It's a special order part. And the mechanic already warned me. With 5 years of fuel sitting in the tank, the gasoline turned to gum. Before any real start attempt, the tank comes out for cleaning and the fuel module goes with it. The shopping list grew, and the answer I want got pushed back again. Let's give this paint one last chance. Scrub off all the dirt that didn't come off to see if we can save anything without repainting. Real scrubbing panel by panel. The dirt came off, but the damage stayed. Burned clear coat, deep stains, time ate everything. It's not going to work. This car needs paint. Decision made. Now there's no turning back. We're going to remove all the old burned paint to give this car a new look. Seeing a Hellcat lose its color hurts, but good paint starts with preparation. This is where the result is born. Every step of this is irreversible. That's why we take our time. In the middle of the sanding dust, the engine parts arrived. The main fuse, a small piece holding 707 horsepower hostage, the new fuel module, and the tank which went out for cleaning came back ready without a trace of the old gasoline. Everything's on the table. When the paint is done, we find out if this engine is still a Hellcat. And just like that, Dodge's most orange car becomes a gray ghost. The primer seals the preparation and creates the perfect base for the paint to anchor. Mate without identity. It's hard to believe it's the same 707 horsepower monster. But that's the price of doing it right. The color comes back soon, and it comes back the way it deserves. Go Mango isn't just any orange, and you can't find it ready-made on the corner. I had to order this car's paint in the exact factory code. It arrived, and just opening the can, you can see why this orange made history. Now it's up to the painter. Layer by layer, the gray ghost gets its fire back. And here's a rule every painter knows. Wet paint always deceives. Fresh paint shine means nothing. The real verdict only comes after it dries. With the paint cured, the polishing machines come in and the shine goes up to mirror level. Refinement, uniformity, depth. This is where new paint becomes flawless paint. On the outside, this Hellcat is almost done. Just one thing left, and it's the only one that truly matters. Remember how this car arrived? Moss on the paint, sap on the body, mold on the leather, wheels that didn't belong to it. Um silêncio de 5 anos debaixo do capô. Agora ele é outro carro. and 5 years of silence under the hood. Now it's a different car. The factory Go Mango paint alive again. The interior breathing. The right wheels in the right place. It wasn't magic. It was method. Cleaning, diagnosis, patience, and the right parts. But notice that until now, this engine still hasn't started. Everything you saw means little if the final answer is no. The time has come. New fuse in place. New module. Clean tank! Fresh gasoline. 5 years without starting comes down to now. The dash lit up. After 5 years in the dark, this Hellcat opened its eyes. No restoration ends in the shop. It ends here, with the car doing what it was born to do. I waited for this moment the entire project. 707 horsepower responding to my right foot and the supercharger whistling with every acceleration. Five years ago, this car was a legal problem rotting in a lot. Today, it's back to being what Dodge doesn't build anymore. Let's do the math. The auction bid, $23,000 including the buyer's fee and transfer. Battery, oil, and filters, $600. Full detailing and cleaning, $1,200. The original wheel set with tires, $4,500. Brembo calipers, rotors, and pads, $3,800. 16 new spark plugs, $400. Fuse, fuel module, tank cleaning, and fresh gasoline, $900. Preparation and Go Mango paint, $8,600. Total invested, $43,000. A 2018 Hellcat in good condition is worth around $52,000 today. The best examples go for over $70,000. The target for this one, $54,000. If the sale goes through, that's $11,000 in profit on a car nobody had the courage to bid on. And most importantly, this engine isn't being made anymore. Every Hellcat that rots in a lot is one less in the world. Now I want to hear from you. $54,000 for this Hellcat. Is that too expensive, or is it a fair price for this car? If you enjoyed this restoration, make sure to subscribe. New videos every Saturday at 2 p.m. Thanks for watching.